guys, welcome back. It's Know Me More, and today I'm really excited because I got a whole new set of Real Technique brushes that were designed by Sam and Nick Chapman, who are sisters and makeup artists based in the UK. They have a YouTube channel called Pixie Woo, and I strongly recommend that you guys check them out if you haven't yet. They're super talented, they're really cool, and I just love listening to them talk with their British accents. So I'm really excited to try these brushes today. It's been a long time since I've gotten a new set of brushes. And because I'm going to be working with these Real Technique brushes for the first time today, I am going to do makeup that's half inspired by one of Sam's latest videos where she demonstrated 3 different ways to do black eyeshadow. And my goal for today is to kind of do a day into night look. So I'm going to start off with a really light, sort of soft focused day makeup, if you will, and then a couple quick tweaks just to show you how to take it into either a night look or just if you're doing a stage, if you're performing, how to change up your makeup in between your numbers so that you're giving the audience a fresh look each time you step out on stage. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I am going to use the Real Techniques Prep Brush with the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. And I'm going to put a little bit of the primer on the top of my hand. And then I'm going to use the brush to work that into my skin. Okay, and then I'm going to follow up with a little bit of color corrector. I'm going to be using the MAC Studio Conceal and Correct Duo in Pure Orange and Ochre. And then I'm just going to work that in with a beauty blender. Next, I'm going to go right in with my foundation. I'm using the Kryolan TV Paint Stick in 6W. And I'm going to use the Expert Face Brush to work that in. And next I'm going to go in with my concealer. I'm using the Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer in SX01. I'm actually just going to dab that under my eyes with my finger. A little bit on the bridge of my nose and my forehead. And a tiny bit on my chin and my upper lip. And to work that in, I'm going to use the Deluxe Crease Brush from Real Techniques. Great brush for working in concealer, especially under the eyes. Now let's do a little bit of contouring. And for that, I'm going to go in with my NG2 in the Kryolan TV Paint Stick. And I'm using the contour and foundation brush. I'm going to be using the contour side of the brush. And I just tap that into my NG2 and then come in and carve out where I want my contouring. Okay, and then to blend that in, I'm going to use the stippling brush. Okay, now that we've blended in all of our foundation colors, we're going to set with my setting powder, which is a combination of Nye Banana Powder and Kryolan Translucent Powder in equal parts. And I'm using the Real Techniques Complexion Sponge, and I'm actually using it dry so I get a little bit more of a full coverage finish. And then I'm going to take my Real Techniques powder brush 201 and dust off all that excess. And I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay Brow Blade. I'm going to start with the pencil side and then finish with the little liquid felt side to add those individual hairline strokes. And I'm going to use my own brows today, so I'm just going to fill those in. I really like this pen, you guys. This is probably my favorite brow tool I've ever used. It's just so fast and effective. And now I want to go in and clean up the eyebrow a little bit. So I'm going to go back in with my concealer. And this is not a Real Techniques brush. This is a Pro Flat Definer brush that I got on Amazon. I just like this one for cleaning up my brows. I'm going to use a little bit of the concealer underneath my brow, and then I'm going to use a little bit of my foundation color on the top of the brow so that I don't get like a really strong bounce back right on top of the brow. And then going in with my 6W, I'm going to scrape some of that off onto the flat brush and then mix that into whatever concealer I have left over on my hand. And then let's just go ahead and powder that down a little bit with whatever powder we have left over on our sponge. Go in and create a new crease for my eyelid. And I'm going to go in with MAC Stone Lip Pencil to do that. And then I'm going to go in with my Real Techniques. Let's use the Instant Crease brush. It's a slightly angled brush, and I'm going to use that just to buff the stone pencil out. Ooh, I like that a lot. I like that. I think that works really nicely. And let's go in with a MAC 219 brush and a little bit of Raizin, and I just want to define that a little bit more. And then I'm going to go back to Real Techniques, and I'm going to use the defining crease brush, and I'm just going to buff that out. Okay, now that I have my contour, I'm going to go once again into my Kevyn Aucoin Sensual Skin Enhancer, and I'm going to use that to cut that crease, coming in right underneath and then just kind of carving that line out. Okay, now let's set that with some eyeshadow. And I want to keep my eye pretty neutral for this part. So I'm going to use MAC Arena to set that, and I'm going to use the Instapop shade brush, which is kind of like the instant crease brush. Nicely pack on that color. And then I want to highlight my brow bone. I'm going to use, let's see here. Let's use the base shadow brush and MAC rice paper. And then I'm going to put a little bit of that on the inside corner as well. Next, let's do our eyeliner. On the top, I'm going to use Marc Jacobs in Blacker. And then on the bottom waterline, I'm going to use the Benefit Brow Brightening, the Benefit Roller Eye Bright Pencil. Okay, and now for a liquid liner as a base for my artificial lashes. And this is the Milani Stay Put Matte 17-Hour Wear Liquid Liner. Okay, let's prep our lashes. I'm using my standard elegant lashes. They are the faux mink lashes. I have two pairs that are stacked on top of each other. And I'm using the Ardell Lash Grip Lash Adhesive in dark. And then for mascara, I'm going in with CoverGirl LashBlast Volume in their waterproof formula. Okay, tweezers, and now I'm going to apply my lashes, remembering to pick them up on the outside corner so that they don't droop down. Okay, so now that I've got my lashes on, I am going to use the Real Techniques Definer brush and a slightly darker brown for kind of just defining that crease a little bit more, and then putting in a little bit of a shadow underneath my eye. And for that, I'm going to use MAC Corduroy. And I'm just going to tap that darker color into the crease that I've already created, just to further back that up, especially on the inside corner, because that's where you're really going to see it, because my lashes are much longer on the outside, and that kind of covers up a little bit of what I do. And these are going to go on top of that corduroy that we laid down earlier underneath my natural lashes. And for my contouring, I'm going to go in with the Real Techniques sculpting brush and MAC Taupe. And then I'm going to use my powder brush, the Real Techniques 201 brush, and just buff that out. And for my bronzer, I'm going to be using the Too Faced bronzer in Sun Bunny and the Artist Powder Brush from Real Techniques. And that's just going to be on the high points of the face where the sun would naturally hit you. And then let's use the blush brush, Real Techniques 400 blush brush. And I'm going to go in with Fleur Power Blush from MAC. That's a tongue twister. Say that 3 times real fast. And I'm just going to pop this onto the apple of the cheek. Oh, listen to me sounding like a Pixie Woo makeup artist. And now highlighter. I'm using Jeffree Star Cosmetics Skin Frost in Uranus. And for that, let's use the Real Techniques 402 setting brush. And then go back in with the powder brush and just buff all that out. Okay, for my lips, I'm going to start with Runway Rogue Lip Paint in Callback. And I'm just going to follow the natural outline of my lips and then just push it a little bit further outside that line. And then while that's setting up, I'm going to take the Real Techniques Lip Blur brush and just softly diffuse the outside line. And next, Runway Rogue lipstick in Head Over Heels. And I'm going to work that into the lip paint with the Real Techniques lip brush. And then let's finish everything off with just a little spot of gloss. This is again the Runway Rogue lip gloss in Supermodel. Okay, I'm going to finish everything off with a quick misting of the Skindinavia setting spray in the bridal formula, to which I've added 2 teaspoons of the MAC Vanilla Pigment for a little extra skin finish. I'm going to properly secure my face tapes, pop on some hair, and I'll be right back to show you guys the finished look. Okay guys, here's the finished look. Hope you enjoyed it. If you can, please like and comment down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.